students, how are you all? After a long time, we are going to meet again. I hope this pandemic situation maybe get continue for some time, for some days, as the situation is getting very crucial nowadays. Even though it's getting occur again, it is very safe to be at home. But even these online classes might help you in such a way to develop your knowledge and also use these classes in the right way. I hope you do follow the same. And one more thing, as you have finished your exams, we have finished Unit 3. 1, 2, 3. We have completed 3 units including the grammar part. Now we have started Unit 4. Unit 4, even though the content which is there, which is going to get continue, I used to tell you every time. Class, when you are writing every time, lesson, glossary, question answer, summary. I used to tell you. Particularly I am going to tell you, and also I am giving you that as a part of homework. I hope you are following it and writing. Because suddenly the schools get started. When you come to school, how will you manage? So better every time, after every lesson, better you complete your notes. But don't put it in pending. It will be hectic at a time. Even to write all the subject also, it will be a bit of difficult. So manage your time in the right way, and after completion of every lessons, write the notes. Don't put it in pending. It's my very good advice. I hope you follow. Okay, shall we begin our class? As this part of Unit 4A, we have a lesson, the fun, the hand. The fun, the hand. But before the lesson, we have a topic in page number 50. See, if you see the pictures here, science and technology. See, robot and rocket launcher, classroom and astronaut. We have these 4 pictures. I think what do these pictures show? They show very clearly development of science and technology nowadays. The development of science and technology leads to disaster. Means it will be harmful to the society, or else it is beneficial to the society. Now let's come into the topic to discuss of science and technology. When they are growing, we are finding advantages and as well as disadvantages. When we find advantages, see whatever advantages or disadvantages, it is dependent on human beings, on us. You know, when the science and technology is going, it's showing us the right paths, right? It is showing us the right path. But we are misusing it. You see, mobile phone, many days back, even land phone only, it is very difficult to manage. But instead of this land phones, now really we are going to see the land phones. Anywhere are we finding them? No, it is a wireless phone. Cell phone is a wireless phone, comfortable. Even though in one word say that we can see the world in the cell phone. Cell phone has such a great, huge advantages and also disastrous things we can do with the cell phone. See, if we have managed, if we have used, there are advantages. If you misused, there are disadvantages. That's what. Anybody, you know, if any function used to help, what the cameraman has to come, that he has to take the photos and the photo. Now, who is using camera? Okay, for the very biggest functions they may, but for a small function or anything else, it happens. A simple, by getting open our cell phone, we are taking all the pictures. A comfortable opportunity we are getting it through the cell phone. If we have used, at the same time, it is a disadvantage in such a way. Even many of the rogues and idiots, you know, some people, they are using it in a wrong way, right? It is a disadvantage to the society and to the people. That's what. What is science and technology, is growth of science and technology is leading to disasters or else is going to get benefit to the society. It is not dependent on science and technology. It is dependent on us. As we are the citizens, as we are the human beings, how we are using it, it is dependent on us. Moreover, when we feel what is going to happen in the society, we can't decide it. It's not it. In olden days, you see here how teachers used to teach gurukuls. You used to find gurukuls under the shade of the trees. Even one master used to teach all the subjects, and in a traditional way they used to teach. They had learned them. But now the technology has developed, even though the teacher is going to come before the students. Right? Such a very drastic change has come. That is because of the growth of science and technology. Right? So, directly, lively with the teacher. There should be an eye contact to the teacher and the students. right? Mostly we feel. If there is a direct eye contact only, many things happens. You will fight, you will laugh, you will do this, you will do that. Many things happen, right? And without eye contact, how you can be in control under the teachers? It can't. But nowadays there is no other way. We found this. Now see these online classes also, how they are going to get possible? Because of the growth of science and technology only. See, we should not blame anything. If you blame us, we will find the mistake and where it is going to happen. And the first concept which, before we enter the lesson, before we start the lesson, why we are going to discuss about, because here there is a debate. Development of science and technology will always lead to disasters. Are you going to accept it? Means there is a, are you feeling that is yes? Are you feeling this is no? If you feel yes, you are responsible. If you feel no, you are responsible. But both the things, we are responsible for these things. That is sure and it is going to be possible. Once we feel that this is the reason, because of this reason, it's going to be happening. Once we feel, then we will try to bring a change in the society. Right? Not only in a form of cell phone, in a form of everywhere. See here, in olden days, telegrams. If any important news has to be sent through the telegram, it has to come. If a telegram has come, they used to feel like something, a very urgent news has come. But nowadays, no need to go and no need to send any telegram, anything. Just one button, one finger is enough to convey a message. See how what a comfort we got. Is not it? In olden days, no stoves, nothing. But these days, gas stoves and electric stoves, we got many of the electric gadgets. A comfortable one. But even though this much comfort we are not living for many days. Are we living? No. Because of the reason is that a very good comfort we are creating around us. A comfort zone we are creating around us and we are enjoying it and we are living, we are not stressing our body. We are not giving strain to our body, comfortably we are doing it. But those days they used to eat, they used to work hard, they used to do everything. Of course, there is no technology, there is not much technology in those days. But even though the very fruitful result had come, because the human beings did not misuse their science and technology. But now, even a small child, she will not be 1.5 years, she can handle the phone. If we'll drag the phone from her, or kid, boy or girl, or go ahead baby, they'll start crying loudly. Because, as the work is hectic, the parents are encouraging them to use the phone, they are using it. But up to what extent it reaches, they are not understanding it. In this lesson also, the fun they had, we are going to see the two kids' conversation, how the kids used to feel, means to the present situations from the day to, from the day to day. If the generation go forward, if the years pass on fastly, 2157. Now we are in 2020, right? 2020. But if the generation go forward, if the generation goes very forward, in the year 17th May 2157, okay, if the generation goes very forward, how the situation will be? In the year 2157, in the century of, okay, see, forward generation, how they are feeling the system of education in their days. We are going to see. Okay, if the generation passes very forwardly, very fastly, how the generation is feeling about the system of education in those days. That means our future generation. Now this generation, we are through the online classes directly we are going to meet, right? Even though of course one day or the other day we will be directly in the classes. But what will be the system of education in the century of 2157? What will be the conversation, how they feel, we are going to see. Okay, before we begin our lesson, just a small example. Present education system, even of course this pandemic situation is going to get continued. That's why online classes just as an option we are using it. But this is not a permanent solution, and this is not going to be a permanent solution. Right? One day or the other day this situation comes normal and we will meet in the classes. We are not going to encourage such things. But many days back, many years ago, even though this situation is not there, everything is comfortable over there, and the system and the managing skills which they have used, they are very, very useful. Okay, and my days passes on, when the days were passed, we had been in the century of 2020, and this situation has created, see how, because as an option this technology we are using it and we are making a use of it, right? So we are going to begin our lesson. If you open your page number 51, you will find the lesson 4A, okay, the fun they had. See this lesson, we will see conversation between two kids. Okay, how they are going to feel. Maggie even wrote about it that night in her diary. On the page headed 17th May 2157. She wrote, "Today Tommy found a real book." So Maggie and Tommy. So Maggie, in her diary, because most of the kids' diary writing is a very good habit. Okay, because it will update us. It will show what we are. How many of you will write, I don't know, but a very good habit. It doesn't mean that compulsory you have to follow. A very good habit to write. So she has written in her diary and she mentioned the date 17 May 2157. And today Tommy found a real book. Tommy found a real book. She had mentioned a word, a real book she has mentioned. It means that a real book means she doesn't know how a real book will be. In the century of 2157, 21st century, in the century 21, she did not see a real book. She didn't know how a real book is. So Tommy found a real book. See, they are feeling very happy. Means presently we are going to ask, what is this? What is that? Even our kids presently, what is this? What is that? We are going to ask. Our future generations will be, I think they don't know what is what. Such a days they come. Even though these days only we are forgetting our values and our traditions, our customs, even everything we are going to forget. We will celebrate a festival. What is the reason behind of that? Even though the present days kids, they don't know. Dasara, new dress, Deepavali, new dress, crackers, and so. But what is the story behind of every festival, every tradition, every custom? There is a reason. It's not it. But most of them they don't know. They are not aware of, because technology, everything they will Google. Come on, if they get around, there is an option. Google. That's it. See, these days we are following it. Then just imagine 21st century how they used to be very forward. They don't know, they didn't see the real book only. See, she has mentioned it in her diary. Tommy found a real book. It was a very old book. Margie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. See here, Margie's grandfather had said to her, Margie's grandfather had told her that his grandfather, okay, great-grandfather of Margie. So she's saying that he had told once, storybooks, now we have the Ramayana, Panchatantra, Mahabharata, even all the storybooks we find to tell to the stories to the students, right? If anything has to be explained, how can we explain that? By reading, by telling a story like a story, we will explain. So Margie's great-grandfather means her grandfather had told him that many days back when we lived, even presently also our parents will say sometimes if we will do anything wrong, hey idiot, it was not like this. Our days we follow this, means we will take it as a news and say, hey, what is that? Nowadays technology, science, everything has grown up. So we are going to follow. But many days back it is not like that. Means present days how we are following it. If it will be discussed our future generations, how it will be, the story is going to tell us. Okay. So they used to say that stories will be written on papers. They turned the pages which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way was supposed to on a screen. And then when they turned back to the page before, it had the same words on it that it had when they had read it the first time. So she holds the book, Maggie, and they're not moving. They're not moving means what? How on a screen? Because digital technology. Completely they will depend on the system. 100% the live classes, teachers will come on to the live classes and they will say them, they will explain. These members also they will not write notes like you, classwork, homework, lesson, glossary, question answers, nothing like that. Even though they will form the notes even in the system, means they will save the lesson, even the lesson also will come in a format of PDF, so they will save it. That's all. Why the need of book? If they want to read, they will open it and they will read. That's all. Simple one. So no use of books. So such a girl, if she has seen a book, how it will be? She's slowly turning it. She's slowly turning one page after the other page. She's turning it. When she was turning the books, old books, how see one book after 100 years, if you find how it looks rusty, dusty. It's not it. The paper's quality also will come down. So slowly she was turning it and she was enjoying a feeling. What feeling she was enjoying? When she was reading anything on the screen, the letters will move on. But even directly if you see the book, no, she's not getting the feeling. So she's feeling very happy when she was reading the book, when the letters were not moving, when they were fixing, she was enjoying the feeling. We say, Tommy, what a waste. When you are through with the book, you just throw it away. I guess our television screen must have had a million books on it. It's good for plenty more. I would not throw it away. So immediately when he has said Margie means his brother is calling her Gee. Okay, see what a waste book. Why are you using it? It is old and rusty and dusty. Why are you seeing the book? It is waste. Once you open our screen, our computer screen, you will find millions of books. Yeah, of course. Millions of books we will find. But if anything happens, if a virus occurs to the system, it will be a disaster. We don't find anything. Of course, we will put hard work and we will do something. It happens. But which was written on the paper, it can't be removed on. It can't go. So his brother was commenting the book, but it is waste of time to read such a book. Once you open our system and see the screen, you will find a number of books. But she was feeling that book as a treasure. She was feeling the book as a treasure and she did not want to lose the book. She said, I would not throw it away. Same with mine, said Margie. She was 11 and had not seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. He was 13. So Margie is saying, I don't want to throw the book. And also, Tommy, he was saying he was 13 years. So he had seen many of the telebooks in the sense through the television or else the system. They will see a number of stories and books. That's why they are not feeling it. She said, where did you find it? In my house. He pointed without looking because he was busy reading in the attic. What's it about? School. Margie was scornful. School? What's there to write about school? I hate school. So Margie was always hated school. But now she hated it more than ever. The mechanical teacher had been giving her test after test in geography. And she had been doing worse and worse until her mother had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the county inspector. So, what Margie, she didn't like to go to school. Okay, directly she didn't like to go to school because her geography teacher, one day after the other day, every day exam, writing the exams continuously, she was feeling bored. So that's why she didn't want to write the exams continuously. That's why she hated go to school. She didn't like such a mechanical life, going to school, writing exam. Of course, some children will have such an attitude, right? Of course, here we had come to the end of this session. We'll continue the lesson in our next session, students. But as the part of it, we have a homework. What's it, here you have it. topic, right? Development in science and technology will always lead to disasters. So on this topic, you have to write 10 points, students. At least 100 words. In 100 words, you have to write a composition. It's like a short discussion. You have really science and technology is leading to disasters. You know what is your opinion? What is your opinion? You have to write. That's your homework. This is your homework, students. Thanks a lot. We'll meet in our next class. See you and take care. Be at home. Stay safe. And if it's very compulsory and necessary, come out. But don't try to waste your time. Use your time in the right way. Thank you so much, students. See you all.